Previously on the CREW, Laden organizes a gig. Maybe it was just business to anyone who cared to observe, and so as he was talking to the baby on the VVIP, the entire circle was there, plus Uhuru Muigai and Rigathi Gachagua, really enjoying the event. This is the CREW. The fact is that I live in my father and my father lives in me. This is what Ranches is remembering while seated on the couch in Laden's living room. So I and my father are the same. But there isn't any other way that two things can become one except through marriage. Welcome to my humble abode, brother. I thought we would be meeting on a bigger table. Turns out, he who exalts himself is usually abased. The opposite is true also, brother. Ranches says as they hug each other, just as Jasmine walks towards them. Saka Sidananda Vigraha, says Ranches, looking at Jasmine. In the coastal region, Alu rides in the Mercedes-Benz and parks in front of the office of the Excellency. His Excellency Ali Hassan Joho gets out of the back left seat and walks into the direction bay and locates the lift to the governor's office. He is seen walking in and waiting on the reception bench. He flashes back on a conversation between him and Laden 2 years ago, outside the ABC entrance gate. The book titled Beyond Illusion and Doubt was in Laden's hand that day. Different. Mimi nikiamka kila siku kujua hiyo ni plus, si minus. Then Laden replied. Then and said, he knew Simon of Peter, I shall build a church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. At that time his name is called. Alfred Munyasia calls the secretary, Nancy Njambi. Alu then walks into the office of the governor. That morning as Laden is driving into the sleep entrance of the ABC place gate, Omande, Enang, Otikemai, Ilal Namangeng, says man to man as he greets Laden through the window. Auntie, Lingmana Kaman Wadwa, Abo Pangi, says Laden as he presses the 1,000 shilling note onto man's hand. Ranches is seated on the back left, behind Jasmine. At Java House, Westland's Jasmine's father walks into the franchise. The phone is in his ears. Just as Jasmine is getting off the vehicle, Laden kisses her lightly on the lips. See you later. Love you. See you. Love you too. He gets back and drives out through the alternative gate. He's seen on the U-turn, headed down to Westlands, speaking onto his Bluetooth earpiece. I'll be there in a while, sir. At that same time, Tony Almeida and Michelle get into Boya's office, the director in charge of ANU. Thank you for seeing us on such a short notice, sir. We are here on the orders of the President of the United States. I'm sure you are aware of 2 of our operatives on your land, says Michelle. Same time as Laden is parking outside Java Westland Square. On the other hand, David is seen at the gates of industrial area. He hands the package to the cop, then the money. Mwambie tutaongea, says Mkisi, before walking back into the prison premises. A few minutes later, the package is seen making its way into J Block. David is then seen getting into the V8 and driving to town. Inside Java Westland Square, Laden gets in with Ranches. Does she know that you are here? No, she doesn't. Now, these are the locations of the properties. I'm sure you won't have difficulties locating them, sir, says Laden to Charlie, Jasmine's father. And here's the money you asked for, plus the check. It will cater for preliminary developments. As Charlie takes the check, thanks for doing this, Laden. Mwamba Construction owes you its revival. Tell me, how have you been, son? I won't lie to you, sir. It's been hard. But I guess nothing good comes easy. That's really true. Just want to let you know that if you ever need anyone to talk to, you have my number. I surely will, sir. So this is a friend of mine, an ex-convict. I was hoping there is something you can have him do at the company. Difficulty securing a job. You know the drill, sir. Sure, no worries. I will. Then in that case, let me be on my way. Ranches, you are in safe hands. Laden greets Ranches after greeting Charlie before walking out. On the entrance, he meets Mike walking into the franchise. As he starts the engine, cash this check to Equity Bank and have this property checked, says Charlie to Mike. And hey, take him with you. Allocate him one of the quarters. On order machine, Jasmine is standing as she reflects back on how she met Laden. Siku moja tutawacha kujaza utu tu gari tudogo tuanze kujaza ile kubwa ya kwenda mbinguni, said Alu, sipping from the kibao bottle on that day as Jasmine walked past them. To herself thinking, this is not a common doubt. She got interested in knowing him. I'm back, my queen, says Laden, from behind her, back, kissing her on the upper side of her scapula. You realize where this is? Nowhere that stops you from being my wife. Point of correction, wife to be. Either way, as long as there is the word wife in it, fine by me. Nataka kuchoma. So unajua the only time sikuagi nimechoma ni time nakuaga nikienda kuchoma. It's for prayers though, remember? Did you tell the old man upstairs to bless our upcoming marriage? I bet I did. And if I don't remember, well, I will again next time. Meanwhile, at Githurai stage, Ronald Ngala, Naomi is seen getting into Aniko tour bus as she winks to Garang, the conductor to the bus. The conductor winks as he says, Githurai 45, 8 gari, wabebe. As the vehicle capacitates, Givinji is seated beside the driver and Albino News behind him. When Bemba moves and sits next to Naomi. At that time, Jasmine is seen walking to the Audi. Your Highness, says Laden, as he ushers her into the vehicle and closes the door behind her. He moves into the vehicle and lights a hydro weed as Jasmine is clicking on the pleasure reading from her phone. The Bluetooth is on the vehicle sound system, and the pioneers boom back to life as the Audi hits the U-turn. On his phone, Jasmine checks the message. We are on the move. Sender, Bemba. Meanwhile, Naomi and Bemba are on with the video. Nyambura hands their 1,000 shillings note to the conductor, who in turn says, Kulipa ni lazima, change ni kungoja. Ngojea change, madam, says Garang, and proceeds to collect money from the rest of the passengers, just as Janet, the house help to Mutenyo, the secretary to the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya, hands a 100 shilling note and receives the 20 shilling coin. At Westland stage, Laden hoots Dave, calling out to the brother. He moves to the vehicle, opens the passenger's door and sits behind Laden. He speeds off past Pakin Hotel and joins on going on Wayaki Way before exiting to Sarit, headed to town. To God be glory.